Okay, this is gonna be a short one, but I think I need to clarify a little bit about the semicircular parry and what happens next depending on the situation. So my training partner here is this branch over here, simulating a sword pointing at me. Makes it easier to understand. So now the semicircular parries, they are just cuts downward if we are parrying downward. So they are based on this movement, this kind of circle movement. So that's the full circle, but this is then like semicircle. So the other way around, it's this. And what this is actually a round cut. We can do it also upwards. So here also. So it's still based on this figure 8, only that now we are using only one side of it, basically. Okay, so when we do the round parry, one option is to move into thrusting, but the other option, of course, is to cut. So how the cutting is then done? So it depends what we are doing here. So if I'm going to schützen, like in the first play, for example, let's say this is like a thrust now. I can totally do it, and I think it's also in the manuscript. So you would be starting from here, you're cutting down, doing the shield strike, and then you're cutting the opponent. So if this is a thrust, so you go offline, take it down and cut. So it's just this motion. From the other side, if we are covering the thrust, so this would be the round cut, but since we are gonna be continuing with cutting, it's like the mirror. So in that case, we will do cut down, push this and cut. For example, we could do it like this if we would want to do it. Come on, training partner. So it's cut, cut. The other way around. Go here, cut. So you're here, thrust coming in. What you do, press down, cut. But if we are thrusting, it's gonna be a little bit different. So for thrusting case, then of course if we want to do the circular parry, what happens is that we are still here online. So we now do the semicircular parry. We push this down here. And then we go in. So what we do is we take it down this way and thrust in. So that's one way to do it. If we want to do it to the other side, we can still do it. It's gonna be here and thrusting. So you just take it, try to aim. You take it from here and then you push it here and you thrust inside. So that's like if you want to continue with the thrust. And the funny thing here is that once you have taken the opponent's sword down, you come into this long point place. You know the long point where the sword is pointing down? So you're either here or here. But the problem is, of course, because you have been doing the circular parry, you tend to be below the opponent's sword. Either here or either here. So your opponent is on top. And as we know, this can get a little bit dangerous. So because they can come over here and cut us until we do something about it. Like the mirror krukke, for example. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is, of course, if we are starting low, so we go with this upward circular or semicircular parry. So then we can take the opponent's sword here and push in from there along this line, or you can take it to here and then push in from this line. Typically you would be using the cross guard, but this is maybe later techniques. So for now it's gonna be just, you know, this kind of thing. You just take it offline and go. There is not much time, but you can do it, so you have to like take it offline and go before they can come back. So that's the execution of the whole thing. So alright, to recap, if I'm gonna be doing the schützen and I'm gonna be continuing with the cut, I will go into the figure 8 path, by the way, here. But if I'm gonna be doing the thrusting, it's gonna be different depending if I stay high or go low. So if I go low, it's gonna be like this, going in from here. So you try to get the opponent's sword up there, and without getting like killed, like here. So you need to keep some kind of control, at least for the moment, so that you can get the buckler here somehow, and then you can slide. Otherwise it's really, really risky. The other way around, you take it here, and then you go in. So that's one way to go. But if you want to stay high and continue with the thrust, it's gonna be this kind of motion here. You go in, or this kind of motion. You go in. So it's not complicated as I usually say, but one just needs to know what you are doing so that you don't end up in a mess. Okay, hopefully this clears things up a little bit. So it's just a cut downward typically here, or it could be upward as well. So we're cutting upward here, here, then I go in. There's not much time, so you need to have the control somehow. That's it. So learning how to do this circle motion, it's important either way. And then you can combine this circle here to the other circle here. It's almost like you have one circle here and then one here, and when you combine those you have this figure 8 or infinity sign motion. So this would be in Cassanes notation, the Spanish military manual, the Dritto circle, and this would be the Rovescio circle. And when you combine these, you can start throwing combination shots. So in principle it still is in the infinity sign. Okay, I'm gonna keep practicing with my friend here, wooden friend, and take care and until the next time.